In case you missed it, Fender recently released the vintage-inspired Vintera III series. So I asked my friends at Zounds to let me borrow all 3 of their non-bass offsets: the Vintera III Mid-60s Jazzmaster, the Vintera III Mid-60s Mustang, and the Vintera III Mid-60s Jaguar. So let's see how they compare. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and you light up a room just by walking in it. If you're not super familiar with the Vintera III series, its official tagline is, quote, vintage style for the modern era. So we can expect era-correct details, including fretboard radius, neck shape, and pickups. Once again, really quickly, I'd like to thank Zounds for loaning me these beautiful guitars. I'm not taking the stickers off of any of them because I have to send them back. You'll probably be able to buy these exact guitars from Zounds once I return them. So that's to say, this isn't officially a sponsored video, and I'm not getting paid for it. But if you want to support this channel and this video, you can use the affiliate links in the video description and pinned comment. Well, enough of that, let's get into sounds as quickly as we can. I'm going to start with my favorite model of all time, the Jazzmaster. The price on this one is listed as $1,349.99. For our signal chain, I have the Fender Tone Master Pro. I'll use a few patches, the same 3 for each model, and I'll show those on the screen as we go. This first one, my clean tone, is simply a Fender Princeton reverb. I'll start with the neck pickup, then the middle, then the bridge, then the rhythm circuit. I forgot to get the vibrato arm out. I forgot the vibrato arm, so I went ahead and added that for you. All right, let's talk specs. We have an alder body, a maple neck, a 7.25-inch radius, a round laminated rosewood fingerboard, and vintage tall frets. The Vintera III Mid 60s Jazzmaster is available in 3 colors: candy apple red, sonic blue, and Olympic white. With some models in some lines of guitars, the bodywood and fingerboard may vary by color, but that's not the case here. No matter what color you get, alder body, rosewood fingerboard. Back to the general specs though, we have a mid-60s C-shaped neck, which I find very comfortable. It has a gloss finish, a 25.5-inch scale length, vintage style mid-60s pickups, and vintage style floating tremolo with a push-in tremolo arm. It also has vintage style tuners, which is my personal preference. Let's kick on a more overdriven sound, which is really just me using a boost pedal on the Tone Master Pro into the Princeton, signal chain, and settings on the screen. Now it's a good time to quickly give my feedback on the Vintera III Mid 60s Jazzmaster, mostly in regards to the build quality. I'm going to try to not compare these models until the end of the video. That is going to be hard, it always is. My first thought is this guitar could benefit from an overall setup and especially a shim. Even with the bridge on the low end, the action shipped pretty high. That's not unexpected in a new guitar, especially a Jazzmaster. It's pretty normal for them to need a little TLC before they're stage ready, but people always ask me, so I wanted to make that note for you now. For the fretwork, it looks pretty good to me. I really like the vintage tall fret wire personally. When I had like a custom guitar built, it's exactly what I asked for, so I feel really at home with it, but obviously that'll vary depending on your personal preferences. As for the pickups, I really like how these sound. The bridge has a lot of bite, especially with some overdrive. The neck is nice and punchy, and the rhythm circuit is super warm, and I'd probably use it a good deal, just like recording at home and for the kind of music that I really like to make. The only possible quality issue is that there's a slight gap on the neck pocket, a little bit bigger than I'm used to seeing on recent Fender builds, and I didn't notice it on the other Vintera III models. It's on the treble side there. I'll try to get some B-roll to show that. But overall, this is a really nice Jazzmaster, and I think that if you like Jazzmasters, especially the vintage style with regards to the fret wire, the vibrato, the tuning pegs, the vintage style tuners that is, I think you'd really like this guitar. Let's keep this train rolling. Next up, the the Fender Vintera III Mid 60s Mustang. It's listed for $1,249.99, which makes it $100 less expensive than the Jazzmaster and, spoiler alert, the Jag. Starting again with a clean Princeton reverb from the Fender Tone Master Pro. For this, I'll go neck, middle in phase, middle out of phase, bridge. God, I wish I'd pick a different order for those. And I will in post-production, just so you know, there's a volume drop there, obviously, with the out-of-phase stuff, and just these pickups in general are a little quieter than the Jazzmaster. I'm going to compensate for that in post just for your viewing experience, but I want to say it out loud so you don't think I'm pulling one over on you. All right, let's talk specs. But first, if you want to support this channel for this video, you can drop a tip via the Say Thanks button below, use affiliate links in the video description, or join the Get Offset Patreon. With that Patreon at the $5 level and above, you get access to the exclusive Get Offset Discord server, which is one of my favorite corners on the internet. Links to affiliate stuff and Patreon in the bio. Video description, oh my God. Anyway, the specs on the Mustang are, generally speaking, pretty similar to the Jazzmaster, Alder body, maple neck with a 7.25 radius, round laminated rosewood fingerboard and vintage tall frets, mid-60s C-shaped neck, glossy finish, mid-60s pickups, but of course this has a vintage style Mustang floating tremolo. It also rocks the vintage style tuning machines with the white vintage buttons. I think those are really cool. I think this is the only of the 3 Vintera 3 series guitar offsets that has those white tuning buttons. Really, really nice touch. For colors, it's similar to the Jazzmaster. You have Olympic white and Sonic blue, but this red is Fiesta red, not candy apple. I personally prefer Fiesta red, but let me know in the comments if you prefer Fiesta red or candy apple red. Let's get those overdriven tones going and get on with the demo. I did it. Back through it. All right, let's talk build quality. I'd actually say the build quality on the Mustang is really similar to the Jazzmaster, but without the possible issue concerning the neck pocket. Glossy neck feels great, frets are well done. It's just a really nicely built guitar. And I dig the out of phase sound, which is something I've used on guitars before, but not recently. It's all right clean, but it's really, really sick with some dirt. Well, last but certainly not least, the Fender Vintera III Mid 60s Jaguar. This retails at $1,349.99, just like the Jazzmaster. For switching, I'll go neck, middle, bridge, and back through with the strangle switch engaged at least once. I don't think we need to hear that every single time. And then I'll do the rhythm circuit. I'll do the rhythm circuit every single time. And as promised, the strangle switch we'll just do this first time. Middle again with strangle switch. Neck with strangle switch. And rhythm circuit. Not really made for that one. Something else this Jag has is a mute built in right there. So let's hear just how the mute sounds in general. Very much something that Phoebe Bridgers would like. Disengage that for now. Let's try the strangle switch with that one. Once again, the specs on the top line are the same here. Every version, every color has an alder body, maple neck with a 7.25-inch radius, round laminated rosewood fingerboard, and vintage tall frets with the mid-60s C-shaped neck profile with the gloss on the back. Of course, it also has pickups that are voiced to sound like Jag pickups sounded in the mid-60s. We also have a vintage-styled floating tremolo with push-in tremolo arm and the Jaguar mute, which you heard already. And I've only owned one other Jag, but it didn't have the mute. I think that's really, really cool. I loved it. I really loved it. Of course, this also has the full depth of Jag switching, which is what I think folks really love about Jags, the ability to do so much with the pickups and the electronics. You have that warmer, darker rhythm. You have that strangle switch to cut out some of those lows. It's a really cool guitar. The Jag also has fully unique colors compared to the Jazzmaster and the Mustang. I obviously got Zounds to send me the 3-color sunburst, but they also have Sherwood Green Metallic, which is really cool, and Shell Pink available. Time to hit those overdriven tones. Let's go back towards the neck with the strangle switch, starting on the bridge. Let's have a talk about build quality. Like the Mustang, it's great. I actually think this had the nicest frets of the bunch. They were a little bit more polished, literally. But like the Jazzmaster, I suspect that this would benefit with a shim. There's a bit of bridge rattle that I suspect could be solved pretty easily with one. I've never owned a proper Jag, and obviously I still don't, as this is going right back to Zounds, but I had a ton of fun with all of the tonal options. That strangle switch was extremely cool, and there's just so much jangle to be had. I think I already said this, but the mute, really cool. I can't believe I've never had a guitar that had a mute built in like that. Yeah, super sick. I really want one of these, and that kind of gets to the next point of this video. Now that I've played all three, what do I think? And they're all as I expected them to be, super solid guitars. But if I was allowed to keep one, it would be the Jag. Part of that is simply I don't have anything like it, but I bonded with it like immediately. There's a lot going on, and I really love that. Somehow it felt both polished and scrappy, which is quite the balance to hit. Secondly, I'd pick the Jazzmaster because the pickups are so nice and versatile. And I've got to say, for as fun as the Jag is, and as many tonal options as it has, I still think the Jazzmaster is a little bit more versatile, and for that matter, the Mustang is too. Like, this just has it's very much a specific thing. That's just my opinion though. Yell at me about it in the comments. Once again, please check out the affiliate links in the video description and pinned comment. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.